A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there to my channel, the Twinflame Union. In this channeling session, I would be talking about the divine masculine who's feeling very lonely without the divine feminine. This is a collective channeling, and this is basically for all those divine feminines whose masculines were in the regret mode few days back. I think about a month and a half back, I had shared few channelings, I remember, with the tarot card messages, where the divine masculine was very wounded, very hurt, and he could not take it anymore. After that, they got into some healing mode because the feminines are in healing mode, their feminines. But because it is opposite polarity, so whatever happened to the divine feminine when they got separated, when the long separation took place, so initially the divine feminine had to go through a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. But slowly and gradually they healed it and they became better and healthier and wiser and mature and also independent. So, in opposite polarity, this is how the timing works. Let me tell you that. You might not know. So, the pain and suffering that you had to go through in the beginning of your separation phase, that same pain and suffering the masculine will go through during the end of the separation phase. It would be the similar thing, like the similar energy, but you just have to rotate it. So when you're in the middle of your healing work, or when you're in the middle of understanding what genuinely a twin flame union is, that's the time they're also in the middle of their reversal energy. So what is actually happening with him is that he is feeling very lonely. He has actually realized that he is very lonely. He has no one. And the connection he had with the divine feminine was the most genuine connection that he has ever formed. Be it men, be it women, be it family, be it business colleagues, be it work, be it peers, be it anyone, be it teachers, be it students, be it anybody. He has never formed a more real or genuine connection with someone. And he is feeling a lot of pain because he hurt that person the most. According to him, he feels that he has hurt her the most. And the pain that he gave to her was so inhuman and insensitive, that feeling that he could do that to someone who was so genuine to him, he now realizes that she never really asked for anything. But it was his assumption, his own assumption, false assumption, that made him think that she wants my body, or she wants my money, or she wants my this or my that. But he now realizes that she never showed him any such signs either. It was he who made meanings out of her whatever behavior was on display, which was a natural behavior, what a person does when they are in love. But he judged her a lot about everything. Even when she tried to pacify him, even every time she tried to tell him that, let's move on, let's not fight, let's not do this, he had judged her even then. Some of the divine feminines are elder to the masculines, so they even said things like, act your age, or don't you have any self-respect, or, very hurting words. In some cases, he was even testing her because he was basically dumped by some women who chose his friends, even in a one-night situation, even in a fling situation. For example, two of the friends were trying to hit on one girl, and she first made out with him, or she first had a good time with him. She showed him all the feelings like I love you or I like you, you're important to me. And then she chose his friend. And this dynamic probably happened more than once. So the problem is that he did not realize that his friend is a fake friend, or his friend is a selfish friend, or his friend is the one who needs to be left. Because being a friend, the friend should have also, chosen him, the loyalty towards him. But the friend also had a good time with that other girl, or more than one girls. Or maybe someone he was dating in a serious relationship cheated on him. Anything of this nature played out, and he used that experience to test her. So he would ask things like, would you be with my friends, or would you like to meet my friends? But he was always checking her. And she sort of understood that, It's easy to understand energy. In some cases, he could have even said it right on her face up front, like, what do you think about my friend? Do you think you can have a good time with him also? So he was trying to test her, but the testing was done in a very bad way, in a very, inhuman, insensitive way that gave her a very big wound. And there are many such wounds, like wounds about money. Maybe she was trying to live a very simplistic, a minimalistic, or an organic lifestyle, but he made her feel like a poor person. Maybe she was struggling with her family relationship, so she wasn't spending much time with the family, or she would never talk about the family because she herself was going through healing or therapies, or trying to break some old patterns, old templates and things like that. But he would look at it like, you don't have anyone who cares for you and this and that. Instead of taking that place, instead of saying that, hey, since no one takes care of you, I should be the one to take care of you. I should be the one to, give you that kind of love or that kind of affection that you deserve. Because it's almost like for a lot of divine feminines, they have lived like an orphan for the whole life. Even though technically they would have a whole bunch of people around them, but they were completely different, with a very different DNA system, with a very different soul. She, being a different person, she was always left out, abandoned, assaulted, and so many such things, molested. So he did not understand her pain at all. He understood it later on when he got some wounds, or when he was betrayed, when he was backstabbed by many people during the separation phase. And that's why the separation phase is very important. I always tell you all that let the DM be. Don't message, don't write, don't call, don't do anything, because when they come back to you, they will tell you everything that they learned in the separation phase. So you have to be very patient with it, And some of you have intuitive gifts. Some of you have many amazing qualities. You have extrasensory perceptions. You have sixth sense. You have the guides. You can do dream work. Some of you doing astral projections. So there is no dearth of signs. You're not alone. Even last night I did an ancestral reading, and one of the cards said that you're not alone, for those of you who were feeling lonely and alone. So now the divine masculine is feeling really left out, alone, and he thinks that this is a punishment that he deserves for hurting a pure-hearted lover. A lover who was not looking for a commitment, who was not looking for a tag, who was not looking, for, you have to show me off, or who was not looking for anything more, body, money, nothing at all, nothing. There were no demands, there were no expectations. So he's feeling like, to such a person, I accused her of so many wrong things that she didn't even do, she didn't even say. Now, some of you could be in male bodies but having feminine energies, and female bodies having masculine energies, so you can understand it like that. Or you could be in same-sex relationship, or even if you're in an asexual relationship, it doesn't mean that in asexual relationship there's no masculine or feminine. Even in asexual relationships, very clearly there's masculine and there's feminine. So I've actually relayed this message just how I received it with some words that were shared, and I'll tell you the words were, I should not have done it. It was so wrong of me. She will never forgive me. I'm a monster. I'm inhuman. I was so insensitive. I was so mean. I was rude. I was a really bad person. I was so selfish. I never thought about her feelings. I wasn't thoughtful enough. I left her alone. And even when I knew that she was struggling with something, I didn't care about it. I just kept myself on priority. I was so demanding. And another word that has been given to me, that I was so dominating. He was so dominating that he was constantly trying to dominate her. He was demanding her to apologize. And when she did apologize, even though she wasn't wrong, he ignored her messages or calls or whatever she was doing. So the divine masculine is in a very bad state right now, and he is feeling blue. He is bleeding in his heart. But this is like, this is like dirty blood. It's the blood that needs to get out of the system. Sometimes it's not clean blood, like how women, when they get their period, they bleed, and that's the blood that needs to go out of the system. That's impure blood, or I won't say the period is something impure, but that's body's way of cleansing the female body, the female organ. Similarly, in his body too, there is a lot of impurity. There was. So that is coming out in the form of bleeding heart. And he is not crying, because the masculines should not cry. The feminines should release via tears. But the masculine needs to hold the tears. And when he holds the tears, the heart bleeds. And that's how the heart chakra blockages get cleared. And this is also happening because some of those divine feminines for whom I'm doing this channeling, and they would know it, they have been healing a lot. They have been doing therapies, or they have been doing inner work. They have been, following the readings, and they're very serious about inner work. So it's the result of the therapies, and it's a result of the readings or the healings or their inner work, all the effort they have been making to stay in the present moment, ignore any thoughts about the divine masculine, not think about him. All of those practices they are doing, focused attention, chakra cleansing, all of this is actually helping. So as the divine feminines are healing, and they are basically, it's not that they don't feel his pain. They do feel his pain, but they are very detached with it. They don't want to say anything about it. They don't want to do anything about it. They have done enough. They have already played their part. They have already suffered for those things, and they can't also do anything about it, because let's all understand there are also individual experiences that need to play out for both. So now there would also be a letter coming soon, letter from the divine masculine. So I'm telling you in advance, because he would be sharing, once he feels better, he would be sharing those words for the divine feminine collective. The letters always come from the collective. Sometimes they come from individuals also, but mostly it's the collective that's healing. And it's, for a channeler, it's like they feel both the feelings, so it can be a bit upsetting also, and they may not know why. So then they have to express it through a channeling, or through a letter, or through some kind of artistic expression or something, something. But it all happens spontaneously again. There is no planning in that. But I just want to say that compassion is something that again is a natural process, reaching compassion. But I do feel that some of the divine feminines are still very angry at their masculines. They are still very mad. And some of you who are listening to this channeling are also feeling good about it. And some of you are also saying that serves him right. That's okay if you're feeling like that, but soon your feelings will change and you will become very detached and you will have compassion. If you don't have it right now, it's okay, but you will have it soon. And that's what they need actually. They need compassion. They want forgiveness. But the divine feminines can only forgive them if they have forgiven their own selves. So those of you who have not done forgiveness properly, you will not forgive them right now. You will feel very triggered. You will feel angry. You will feel upset. And you might also feel a little bit of revengeful feelings. And those of you who have already forgiven, those of you who realize that this is a part of the journey, those of you who feel that it's okay. I mean, I'm very happy right now. I am so grateful to this DM because if he would not have treated me badly, I would have never found my true self. Obviously, he's not like, he wasn't abusive like the false twins, or he wasn't a time waster like the karmics, or he wasn't like, you know how karmics always show that they have so much love for you, but actually they are just looking for one thing. They just look for something, you know, either they look for a tag or they look for some time pass, or they're looking for maybe a good time, maybe a sexual thing, whatever it is, but they're karmics after all. Some karmics can turn into friends also. Some of them can. Or some of them can turn into some kind of a business opportunity that can help you grow further in your work area or something like that. But eventually, you do understand that they're not something you're attracted to, or they're not somebody you want to, you know, be with. You can't do it, you know. It's like naturally you can't do it. So when you have all those clearings and all those healings and you are very, very happy and at peace all by yourself, like you don't feel lonely anymore. If you feel lonely, if you feel sad, if you feel you have no one, you need to do more healing work. You need to do some kind of therapies. You need to do your chakra cleansing. You need to remove blockages. You need to do it. There's no other way out. I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you some crash course in Twinflame Union or some kind of wishful thinking. I will tell you whether you do it on your own or whether you do it through someone else, whether you take help from God, whether you take help from source or you take help from someone you feel can help you out. But you have to do it, because if you feel that pain in your heart, if you feel hurt, if you feel lonely, left out, if you feel helpless, if you feel any of these rejection or dejection or abandonment, if it's still going on with you, then you'll have to release it. You have to release it. You have to forgive yourself also, because a lot of divine feminines are very hard onto themselves. They are very difficult with their own selves. So they don't forgive easily. They keep saying, how could you do it? How could you do it? How could you be so stupid? How could you be so naive? How could you be so innocent, over innocent? How could you not understand what people are doing? You know, how could you be such a fool? You know, they say these things to their own selves, and they have a very negative self-talk towards them, their own self, and they're constantly bashing themselves. They're constantly emotionally, you know, that's not a good thing you should do to yourself. You should understand that you're a human being as well. And with whatever knowledge, with whatever tools you had, you could not do anything better about it. And you can fight with your masters, you can fight with your guides. There's nothing wrong in that, because they love you and they maybe want you to fight with them. They want you to vent it out. They want you to release it, you know, but they are always with you. And I feel it. You're not alone. You have your guides. You need to be more open to it, that your guides, they're always there to help you, and they have been taking care of you. Because in this big bad world, you know what all you have gone through. How could you survive all of that? How could you be such a strong person to survive all those problems and be there like a mountain, even now, like Mount Everest? So obviously they were helping you. You could not have done it alone. You were born with those guides around you, surrounding you. They have been there with you right when you were in the wound too. They will always be with you. Always be with you. So you're never alone. If you're feeling like you're alone, drop that feeling. You're not lonely. You have many beautiful people who love you, many beautiful souls who love you. They are assisting you. They are your family. Your soul family is always there with you. Your masters are always there with you. They love you and they want you to enjoy your life. They want you to enjoy every single moment of your life, and they want you to own who you are. They want you to walk like you mean it. So only when you feel complete within yourself, only when you realize that you have all of these people around you, and also you realize that the source energy flows in you, so how can you ever be alone? So you are going to help your masculine because your energy will have effect on him. He is your mirror. Even if there is polarity, even if there is opposite polarity, when the time you got into the separation, he was feeling very complete. He was feeling like he doesn't need you. He's very happy. He can't take all this. He can't take the daily issues, or he can't take this negativity. He was feeling very complete and very unified, and that's why he took that decision of running away from you. So that energy has also helped you, because if he would not have felt like that, then you would not have decided to do all the inner work by yourself. So that's how you guys are connected. And on this note, I'm going to end this channeling here. One love and peace out.